All right. Hey guys, thanks for hopping on. I know people are going to hop on as we go through this, and that's totally okay. Just wanted to make sure that we get going just because I want to value your guys' time. For those of you who are on, so what I'm looking to do for team calls is to kind of leave it a little bit shorter, about like 30-ish minutes. And then we're going to do more like shout outs and stuff in the actual team page. And then we're going to do some like training each week. I'm going to call on the leaders and ask them to do a training each week in the team page just on something that they feel like they rock at. So like for an example, like we could pick, I just see Jody's on the call. So I could just ask Jody, like, what do you feel like is your strength? Can you go live in our team page and share on that? And I see, you know, Kelsey's on. So I could ask Kelsey, like, what do you feel like is your strength? What could you share on? So kind of looking to have our leaders of our team, or just basically people like on our team who are rocking at whatever they're rocking at, like share and give like little tips and trainings to our team. So team calls are still going to be Sunday at 8 p.m., but they should probably be done by like 8:30 or so. I'm going to kind of keep them short and to the point. And then again, more training and more like team shout out stuff going on in the team page, just to kind of rally behind that. So with that being said, we're going to start and we're going to dive all in. So I have had several coaches just reaching out and talking to each other, and then myself included. You guys, this is not like I'm trying to tell you like what to do or I'm better than you by any means. I literally had to do research and had to look up all of this stuff today. And so if I have a problem, instead of like, you know, sitting there and like wallowing in it, I try to go and find answers to it. And so that's what I did today. And I was like, I'm just going to share with you guys what I have found and what I found that's working, and what I found that other coaches who are doing awesome, what's working for them. So I'm going to cover Instagram first, and then I'm going to go to Facebook. So I do have different slides because they are different platforms, and different things obviously work differently on there. So a lot of the times with coaching, and I've been coaching for 4.5 years, you guys, and I'm still signing up new people. I am still signing up like my older clients. They might like upgrade or renew or something like that, but I do have newer clientele still coming in 4.5 years later. So I'm doing something right. And I know like when you first get started coaching and you're super excited and you just really want this to work for you, and you find yourself kind of like trying to talk to the same people over and over and over again, and you're like, I don't have any new people to talk to. And then that limiting belief of that scarcity mindset sets in, and all of these things like there's not enough people, you know, I don't have enough views on my stories, or I had the same people looking at my stuff. And I wanted to share with you guys, when I first started coaching, Aaron and my mom were literally like the only two people that liked and commented on my stuff because I told them they had to. And from there, it grew. It does take time, and I'm sorry that it takes time, but it does. But that's why I always say be here in a year, because you're going to show up no matter what, because you're going to be here in a year. And so you're focused on like the longevity of it. You signed up for Beachbody for the fitness, the nutrition, and the support. You didn't sign up for Beachbody expecting to get like a 6-pack ab tomorrow, right? You are willing to put in the work, and you have to do the same thing with your business. So as I go through these things, I have actually been doing these for the last couple of weeks. Well, probably like a month and a half now. And last month was one of my biggest months I've ever had. So I promise you it's working. You just have to be consistent with it. And then also I reached out to a couple of the leaders in the company and asked them like what they would suggest for us to do to expand our market. Okay. All right. So Instagram. Some of you are, as we're like going through Instagram, it's a new platform. Some of you are on it right now and you have lots of followers, and that's awesome. Some of you are brand new to it. And so, basically what I've asked and what I have found through my research was, every single time you sit down to go to the bathroom, follow 25 to 50 people. And it sounds crazy, but if you think about it in segments, when you're going to the bathroom, let's just say it's like 4 or 5 times a day, you're adding 25 to 50 people. That's like 100 new people coming to your page. And so whether it's while you go to the bathroom, whatever it is. So if you have some weird routine, like when you, I don't know, or watching the kids, like when the kids are napping or something like that. But this is just what she said. She's literally like, go follow 25 to 50 people every single time you go to the bathroom. And so then I asked further. I said, okay, what do you mean? Who? Where do I find these people? How do I know all of this stuff? She's like, well, where do you hang out at when you're on Instagram? And I was like, well, most of the time I'm in like a boutique or like Target or like weird like tattoo shops and stuff, and like just kept like digging. And she was like, okay, that's where your people are hanging out at. And I was like, okay, well, who do I follow? And she was like, you follow people who are just like you. You're trying to find you. And so this is what's going to set every coach apart, because Kelsey might be looking for stuff for her kiddos. Jody might be looking for stuff for her apartment and traveling. Like I might be looking for stuff for like a house, and like there's just all different things, even though we're still on the same team. So think about like, where do you hang out? Like when you're on Instagram, are you in boutiques? Are you shopping? Are you looking at workout clothes? Are you creeping on The Bachelor and like what they're doing with their life? Like what are you doing? That's where your people are hanging out. Who do you follow? Why do you follow them? So I love following teacher pages because it like I nerd out like so bad and I love them, which like the coach next to me would be like, no, that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, why would I follow that stuff? Like that's what's setting you apart, and this is where your people are. Also, like if I wanted to find Kelsey, and I'm sorry, you're like the top of my box, but if I wanted to find Kelsey, where would Kelsey be? And like Kelsey needs to be thinking like, well, if someone wanted to find me, where would they be? Mine is mega change. So like, I know if people are hashtagging or searching it, like they're going to find me. I know if people are looking for like bargain stuff, they're going to find me. I know if people are looking for a quick, workout sesh or something, they're going to find me. So just kind of think about what sets you apart and like where people can actually find you. But then also get deeper. Where do you shop at? What's your favorite place to eat? Maybe you're obsessed with wine. What's your favorite winery? Maybe you love beer. Like maybe, you have like a specific brewery, whatever that is. Okay. So just finding those actual influencer accounts is what they're called. And, basically what I do is I have 5 to 6 influencer accounts, which just means like, for an example, Kate Hudson, that's an influencer account because she obviously has Fabletics, all of that. So she would be considered an influencer account. And so that would be one. So like maybe in the morning I go to Kate's and I follow 25 to 50 people. Then my second one, let's just say I'm obsessed with Shein Official, so like the shopping. So I would go there. Maybe I follow 25 to 50 of their people. So those are influencer accounts, the bigger accounts, and then you just click on their following and you just scroll through and see if you can find your person. So the more specific you actually get, the better. I had some people that I asked today, like for an example, not just a boutique, but what kind of boutique. So like there's one in Orange City, which is pretty close to like where a couple of us, live, but it's not going to be a boutique that most of us shop at unless it's very, or very niche specific. So just kind of keep thinking about adding 25 to 50 people every single day. So go through, follow them. Okay. Now, if they follow you back, this is the second thing, sending a new follower message to them. Okay. So for an example, something super generic, like, hey sis, thanks so much for following my page. I hope it brings some inspiration to your life. Have the best day ever. Or if you want to, you can like ask a question. I know a couple of other coaches send messages like, hey, thanks for following my page. I hope it brings inspiration in your life. I'm sure you saw it's a lot about fitness. Would you be interested in more information about what it is that I do? So like very generic, but to that person. And you guys, please do not just like copy and paste somebody else's like invite. Add your voice to it. Use caps, use the fonts, use whatever it is, the way you talk to your best friend. That's what your message should sound like. Also tying it back to your page. So like Skylar on our team, for an example, she ties it into her page. She's like, I'm sure you see that it's health and fitness. So her page better be health and fitness. Like she probably shouldn't say like, I'm sure you see it's all about cooking tips. Like that's not what her page is about. So she's not going to put that into her message. Also, like if you want, you can add a little bit of their page in there. You could say like, I see that you're also a fitness lover like I am, doing a little bit of research before you send those messages. And I actually don't send them every single day. I only send them on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I don't have that many followers following me back. Newsflash. Also, I think it's like kind of weird when someone like follows you and then like a half a second later you send them a message. I don't know. I want to give them time to creep. So that's what I do. Also, once they follow you back, you guys, whatever your system is, but like get a system, put their handle down on a piece of paper or something, and make sure you're watching their stories. Make sure you're interacting with them. Make sure you're liking and commenting on their stuff, because in the algorithms, guess what? Get that person to watch your stuff and to watch your story and to look at your posts. And that's where you invite them. Okay. So following 25 to 50 people, sending you follower messages a couple times a week. And then the third thing is your stories. And this is something that can really like make or break a coach. And you could have the best page ever. You could have the prettiest pictures ever. You could have, I don't know, all of the things. But I feel like when people really connect with you, it's through stories. And it sounds really weird, but like I can go to your page and look at all of your stuff and like even read through your post for like 2 weeks and have an idea of who you are. But I can go to your stories for like a day and figure out who you are, figure out if you're my person. So what I want you guys to do is have some freaking fun with this. Have some freaking fun. Who cares what everyone else is posting on their stories? Like, you don't need to say like, well, you know, coaching's not for me because I don't want to have to do a TikTok video or whatever. Like, I don't do them. Who cares? Like, do your own thing. You know, I don't want to record myself talking or working out or sharing my work stuff or whatever it is. You guys, your stories are your stories. It's your storefront. So do what you want to do. I have coaches who tag me every morning in a dance video and I'm like, all for it, sister. Like, you fucking rock. And I literally am just like clapping for them. Like, it's just not my thing. But here's the thing. If they go to my stories, they're going to figure out who I am, you guys. They're going to know, like, I have dogs. They're going to know I'm home. They're going to know that I work out. They're going to know that I try to be, you know, energetic and have that mindset for them. They're going to know all of these things because I have 10 to 15 different slides on my stories where I'm talking about, like, me. I'm talking about what I'm struggling with. I'm asking questions. I'm building relationships with people. I am talking about my boot camps, or I'm sharing about coaching, or shouting out my coaches, or sharing transformations, or I don't know. I'm trying to talk to my person. I don't get on there and just try to like talk to everybody because then I'm literally talking to nobody. So just think about your stories, like have some freaking fun. Like my mom is literally the one person that said this to me. She goes, if I don't know what you're doing and I haven't heard from you, I go to your stories and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what Megs is up to. Like I went home and my mom's like, congrats on 8-star. I was like, what? She's like, congrats on 8-star Qual. I was like, Mom, like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you know about this? She's like, I saw it on your stories. Like my mom watches my stories because like she knows what I'm doing. So have fun with them, you guys. There are things on your tracker to help you. That doesn't mean you have to only post those things. You can, you know, I'm just picking Jody for an example. So like for her workout, it's not just her workout. She does like wording and like crazy photos and stuff, or she does like colors behind it and stuff, like having fun and also really trying to brand yourself through your stories, which is pretty cool. And that's something I'm actually working on right now, is getting like a color scheme, getting like a, so like Alex Beaton, Beaden, I think is how you say her last name. She's really great with Instagram stories, and hers is all pink, orange, and yellow. And that's all that hers is. And her stories are crazy good because it's all like very, very branded. If you listen to Kayla Ibanez, she does like the Hey Girl message group. Hers are all very branded. So that's just something else too, to have fun with it. Like have fun with your stories. Okay. Okay. Last couple things for Instagram. Posting at least once every single day. I got this from Kelsey Hill. Like find what time your people are on social media, post at that time, and then hang out while you're on actual like Instagram. So like if you post at 9 o'clock at night, hang out on Instagram until like 9:30 and be liking and commenting on stuff, be adding people, be responding to comments. Don't just post and run. And so I usually post at about 3 o'clock every day. And I hang out there for about 30 minutes when I'm having my shake. And so, you know, I'm responding to people's questions. I'm responding to comments. I'm liking and commenting on their stuff. I'm like tagging people. I'm sharing stuff to my story, all of that stuff. So when you are posting on social media, at least once every day, find that time. I did talk to a couple of other coaches and they said that they do post at different times throughout the day to catch different people. And one of the coaches said she actually posts 3 times a day. So I think it's just finding what you want to do and like do that. Okay, so like at least once is like where we want to aim for. When you're posting, figure out what time your people are on and like talk to that person, ask questions, ask for interaction, like ask for what you want from them. If you want them to drop an emoji, if you want them to click the link in your bio, if you want them to do XYZ. So like this morning, my post was, about that person who's struggling with anxiety, and Sundays suck. Like Sundays get me every single time, even that I don't have to go and teach tomorrow, but it still gets me because I have to like get ready for the week. I'm super anxious. I have all of these things I have to do. And like, it's literally the start that stops me and I get nothing done. And so I was talking to me today, and then I shared and I was like, snag the link in my bio. So they clicked on that. You could say, I know Jody has done this before, catch my stories for my outfit reveal or something like that. So you can drag them to different places on your Instagram page. When you're posting, I always think about these things. If you can empower somebody, whether it's like with a story, with where you've come from, that kind of thing. If you can entertain them with a funny quote, maybe it's I don't know, like something your dogs did or kids did or something like that, or just like a funny caption to your photo, whether you're educating them. So some people need help on like organizational tips or like whatever your avatar is, that's what you could be educating them on. And then for emotion attachment, like people buy on emotion, you guys. I understand the challenge packs are on sale, but nobody gives a flying F. Like they want to join you. And challenge packs are on sale for every coach. Like they're just going to pick their coach that they feel connected to at that time. It has nothing to do with you. It doesn't mean you're a bad coach, all of this XYZ. It literally just means like at that time they were reading it, had emotion and signed up. It's the same thing that happened to me and my coach. I knew who she was, but that picture she posted, I had an emotional attachment to it, and that's why I signed up. Okay. Fifth thing, avatar. Make sure you're posting, talking to them, pain points, talk about what you're going through, get super opinionated, connect with that actual person, say stuff that like you would be like, oh yeah, girl, I'm continuing to read this. Like you want the girl to be reading through your stuff and being like, yes, girl, yes. Like I hear you. Like I always think about like the people in the church where they're like, hey man, like all of that stuff. That's what you want your girls to be doing when they're on your actual page. So, if you're just sharing like a short phrase, that's okay. But like figure out how I can actually like connect with you. So like if you're sharing a quote, get more specific. Like I share like sarcastic quotes, or I share like shopping quotes or something like that. Instead of just inspirational quotes, maybe get a little bit deeper for them to get that connection with you. Again, stories, make sure you're asking for advice. Today I asked like what kind of iPhone I should get because I literally have no idea. In your posts, and just make sure that you are really like trying to grab your person and talking to them. And then the last thing for Instagram, you guys, is just literally advertising yourself every single day. Your Instagram, your posts and your stories is your storefront. Like you do not have a brick and mortar building. You have an Instagram story and an Instagram post. That's where you're building your business from. And so talking about your boot camps, talking about coaching, talking about the fact that they can actually join you. I know a lot of the times people are like, oh my gosh, you're so inspirational. And then they go sign up with someone else and I get all butthurt. But then I look at my stuff and I'm like, well, I never really told her she could join me. I just was like sharing my stuff. So just making sure that they know they can actually join you and get creative, have some freaking fun, you guys. Create that FOMO and like get people to be like, I want to join up with Kelsey because XYZ. I want to join up with Jody because XYZ. Okay. If you have questions on Instagram stuff, just throw them in the chat. Oh yeah. Thanks, Jody. Alex Beeden. Perfect. Okay. Kelsey, I know we've talked before, you don't want to be following tons and tons of people and have not a lot of followers if you're going to do 25. Oh yeah. So unfollowing people on Instagram, I usually unfollow quite a bit of people over the weekend just because I follow a lot during the week and then I unfollow during the weekend. They do say 49 or less when you're unfollowing as you're sitting there. Otherwise, Instagram gets kind of wonky. But I did ask on this. So she said that she unfollows all of the public accounts because you don't need to have like permission to see their stuff, if that makes sense. So if it asks you like, are you sure you want to unfollow? I just click no. I creep the person, and if they're not my person or if I don't like their post, then I do unfollow them. But as you're going through, if you click unfollow and it lets you do it right away, that's because they have a public profile. So that's a great question, Kels. Okay, so Facebook's my jam. I don't know why, but like I literally hang out on Instagram all of the time, but I get all of my signups from Facebook. It's probably because I came up with a system. And so I have a system for Facebook. I just don't have one for Instagram, and I'm working on that. So my thing for Facebook to expand my market and stuff is I follow at least 10 to 30 people a day. And then again, on the weekends, I go through and I click like unsend request and stuff. You can look at your sent requests and you can undo them, because I don't know, I guess it just like clears it and stuff, and Facebook doesn't get all like crappy about it. So here's a great place to look. So happy birthdays. Every single day on your home screen on the right-hand side, it has birthdays. Go to their page, creep on them, like tell them happy birthday, send them a private message. But then what I do is if it's my person, let's say like her profile is like her and her dog, I'm going to go and add like 5 or 10 friends of friends. Okay. If it's somebody I'm friends with and I don't know who they are and they're not my person, I actually like unfriend them. If it's like a super old person and I was like, I have no idea who this person is, I just unfriend them. If it's like a creepy dude that somehow got in your Facebook, I just unfriend them. So you can keep your friends. Like, let's just say for an example, I don't know, like my sister. I'm not going to like unfriend my sister because she's not my person or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay. So 5 or 10 friends of friends from there. Also, do yourself a favor. I know my new coaches that are in the pod, they added each other, which is totally fine. But like, as I do calls for Mel's team, Alyssa's team, Josh Coates, like all the things, all of these coaches try to add me on Facebook, and my Facebook is public. And so I actually deny everybody unless they're my personally sponsored coach, not because I don't like people, not because I'm rude, but because I don't want to like mix my market with their market. So they can always like follow my page since it's public, but you guys like be super like aware of the people you're adding on Facebook. Don't go add like our entire team to your Facebook. If you have like 5 or 10, that's awesome. But I literally don't have any of my personally sponsored coaches. If it's outside of personally sponsored, I don't have them on Facebook because I don't want to like cover their market and them cover my market kind of thing. So I do really try to keep that as close as I can. I always go through every week through my list, and I start like getting rid of people. If I have too many mutual friends with other coaches, I start to get rid of them. If I see somebody signs up one of my like Facebook friends, I actually unfriend them because I don't want to like, you know, cover markets and stuff like that. But also just like be okay with cleaning out your Facebook list too. Like it's okay to friend and unfriend people. Like it's your Facebook. Another place I find people is Facebook groups. So you can actually go to the groups on Facebook and you can look up like different groups that like are your thing. So for an example, when we went to Disney, I added myself to a bunch of Disney groups and asked questions about like the castle, asked questions about like the best rides, all of that stuff, and had people interacting with me and like making connections from there. I added myself to a couple of doodle pages and asked questions about Remy, like finding my groups, adding my people from there. And then also what's super cool is when you send out these requests, when they come back into you, and I can show you this because I showed it on the video before, but if you go to your friends list and you click on recently added, it'll show you all of the people that you just added basically like in the last 30 days. If you click on their name, there's like a little down arrow. If you click on that, it'll say add to a list. You can create a list. And so I create a list every single month. So like, let's say I add 30 people and I go through my recently added, next to the person's name, click the down arrow. I add them to May list. So I add all of these people to my May list. And then instead of scrolling my newsfeed when I'm bored, I go to my friends, like my friends list thing on the bottom, and then you can just scroll through their feed instead, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like putting them in a collection like you do on Instagram, but like putting them in a thing on Facebook. And so that's what I do. I like and comment and stuff. I don't message people when they add me on Facebook. I think that's weird because if someone did that to me, I'd be like unfollow or unfriend. But if you like and comment on my stuff, then absolutely message me and like, let's hang out. Okay. Facebook stories. If you can, you guys link your Instagram to your Facebook stories. It takes 2 seconds to set up your account. But what's awesome is you're hitting 2 different markets. Okay. Also, please just remember when you do that, if you say like swipe up, or if you say like new posts or whatever, like people on Facebook they don't get that. They don't get those features. So music, they don't get those ones. If you have swipe up, like I started changing it to send me a message. So people on Facebook are now sending me messages instead, because there is no swipe up on Facebook. Just keep that in mind. On stories, I do connect. So Monday through Friday, I actually go through, I wake up in the morning, I grab my juice, go through my friend or my Facebook stories, and I go through every single person. And if it's a new person, I send a connection message like, hey, Sarah, thanks so much for catching my stories yesterday. Love that you're following along with my fitness journey. Happy Monday, or something like that. And then when I'm done with doing all of my connections, those are the people that get invites 2 days later. So like that's my system on Facebook, and that's the system I need to run on Instagram. But like by the time I'm done with Facebook, I'm like sold out on Instagram. So I just need to like come up with a good system. But I do connect with them first, and then I invite them. And I only do it Monday through Friday, because on the weekend, like, I don't know, I just am following up with people and everything. So connect, invite 2 days later. So if you want to write their names down or whatever you want to do. And then if you have something on your stories, like about your May fitness challenge or something, you can go through all the people that saw it and just say like, hey sis, I saw you caught my stories. I don't know if you saw, but I'm opening for my enrollment. And of course they saw it, and they know that they saw it. So they're like, yeah, okay. You know, that kind of thing. And then Facebook posts every single day. I actually do post 1 to 2 times a day on Facebook. Most of it is like in the morning and then at night. Sometimes it's just in the morning. It just depends on how my post is doing. But I just literally post on Instagram. I copy it and I paste it manually onto Facebook. Before, when I used to like just share it, sometimes it didn't show up the way I wanted it to. So just be aware of that. If you do share, that's totally fine. Just make sure it like is showing up the way that you want it to. So on Facebook, what's super awesome is you get to be you, but you also, these are your friends and family. These are people who care about you. So like share your story, talk to those people. You're not just Beachbody. You're not just like this sweaty selfie. Share more. One of my newer coaches, Chantel, she was doing a fitness post, and then I saw her do a post about her being a nurse and stuff. And I was like, yes, girl, you are going to talk to all of your people now. Jen does a great job at this, where she shares like her nurse, she shares mom, she shares fitness, she shares like all of those things. Now she's been doing like alcoholic free beverages and stuff. Like she's been sharing her market every single day, but like different pieces of that. And I tend to sometimes get stuck into the fitness piece. And so I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone right along with you guys to try to do more than just fitness. So share your hats on your page, like tell your story. You know, people again are going to attach to you on emotion. Okay. And then the last thing for Facebook, you guys, is let them know that they can actually join you. Sharing your journey is great, but telling them how they can actually do this with you is the game changer. So if you're like, I'm posting, I'm messaging, people are saying no, or like people like are ghosting me or not responding, try something different. Try something like a call to action on your post. Try doing like drop a comment, reach out, send me a message, drop your favorite emoji, like all of those things. Like try different things. And then if you feel like your Facebook isn't really getting anything, one thing that I would really like push you for is to do like an engagement post. So like Robin did this the other day, where she was wearing 2 different outfits, and she was like, summer's coming. Are you a romper person or a dress person? And it was like A or B. So like that gets really good engagement, and that gets a lot of people to your page. And that's actually what Jen Guthrie does a lot. She's one of the higher up coaches in the network, and she posts funny stuff. Like she's all about entertainment. So she'll grab like the bag of Reese's and be like, how many of you devoured 20 of these over Easter break? And then all of those people who like and comment, she connects and then she invites, and that's where she's getting hers from. So that's just kind of some things. So, okay, I have about a minute left, but I just wanted to check and see if you guys have any Any questions, anything for me that I can help you with? I did want to, if it's okay with you guys, I just want to show you this friends list here really quick. And as far as collections on Instagram, I'm still learning that because they have to follow you back in order for the whole process to like make sense. So I'm learning Instagram. So hang with me here. Okay. So again, friends, and then it'll show you, and I'm getting close to my 5,000 friends. So I'm going to go through and start deleting people that I don't talk to or know. Okay. So recently added, and then you just click friends and it says close friends, acquaintances, add to another list. And then you see how it says April, December, January, February, March. So I got to make a new list. So May, I don't know why I call them May newbies, but I don't know. Sure. Okay. And then you just go friends, add to another list, May, and I would just do that for all of these people. And then here's what this looks like. On the left-hand side, it says friends list. And then you can click on, I'll just click on like April for an example. So it has all of these people, 9 people, because obviously I like didn't really do my job adding these people in here, but like you can go through and like your newsfeed is now your people. So again, friends list like from December. 50 people in there. So I had 50 people I'm liking and commenting and interacting with. So instead of scrolling your newsfeed, you can scroll your friends list and connect with them and interact with them. So that just might be something that you try if you want to. So that's what that part was. Okay. Any other questions? I will try my best at answering the Instagram ones, but I, again, am learning right alongside everybody else. So hopefully that helps. Friends list groups by month are so clever. Thank you. Yeah, so I scroll way too much on Facebook. And so I put them in a list because people don't post like we do, obviously. And so I do go back like to December and still like and comment. It takes 2 seconds to like scroll through and like and comment. I do not do it every day. I only do it like once or twice a week. So they probably get like 4 notifications from me in one day, but I don't care. Yeah, as far as collections on Instagram, so when you go to someone's page, you can like bookmark them or you can add them to a collection. Haley actually sent me photos or whatever of like how to do it step by step. So I'm just going to ask Haley that you share that in our team page if you can. And then I will have Marin explain collections a little bit more. Also, shoot, what's her name? Micah Folsom. She does collections. So if you go to YouTube, this is who I've been watching. So she has video upon videos and like helps you with all of that stuff. So, okay. Any other questions you guys can think of? Was this helpful with like expanding your market, helpful with getting people? The more you like and comment, the more you love bomb on people, the more you interact with them, the more they come to your stuff and see you. And that's where you're doing your job as posting and stories. So then you can invite and connect and invite with them, if that makes sense. So, let me look real quick. I think she asked if you can access Create Friends List on your phone or just on desktop. So I have a friends thing on here, but it doesn't, it just shows me like, so yeah, Jody, I don't know if it's just computer. I know you don't really, you work on your phone, so that's probably not super helpful, but it doesn't really look like I have the opportunity to do that, because if I click on groups, I don't want groups, I want like friends list. Shoot. Oh, you can organize your saved items as a collection. That's cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, it just is like nearby friends and friends of friends and adding them. So I'd have to look into that, Jody, but I don't think so. I want to say that it's just on desktop. And you only have to do it once a week. So that would be, I got an office. We're good. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I do only do it once a week, though. I don't do it every single day because people don't post and use social media like we do. So, okay. Any other quick questions? Any other tips? Anything that's working? Collections? Haley, thank you for sharing that. Trying to think of what else. the whole like connecting piece and liking and commenting and stuff, it takes extra time for you, and it doesn't necessarily give you somebody overnight. But I've been doing this process, and I just signed somebody today that I messaged her. I was like, hey, thanks so much for loving on my stuff. I invited her. I was like, I don't know if this is too forward, but I saw you're still following along with my journey. Have you ever considered on joining up with my boot camp? Send her information and she's signing up. So it's like, it's working. It takes a hot minute. So like, it doesn't happen overnight, but yes. Guidelines of deleting people off of Facebook. So if I go to their page and they have like, this sounds really bad, but if they have like another MLM all over their page, I just delete them because I'm not interested in that. I do have people who do like Zaya and stuff because like they're still into fitness. But like people who share stuff that I just don't agree with, I just delete them right away. Weirdos, obviously, people whose name changes. My Facebook is public, so they could still find me, I guess. If yours is private, like that's obviously your choice, but you do have 5,000 people on Facebook you can add up to. I did go through and weed out a lot of like coaches though. It's hard because like Jen Guthrie, for an example, she's not on our team, but she's a Beachbody coach and I work with her. So I do have her on Facebook, but like, I don't know, Sarah from Josh's group, like I don't have her on Facebook because it needs to be people I interact with and work with. Otherwise I do just delete them, I guess, because they can still follow my page and they can still message you and everything too. Just always trying to like keep that shut and stuff. Can't remember where I heard this, but when you go to do happy birthday messages, if it's someone you don't want to tell happy birthday to then delete. Yeah, so Carrie, she does that. I think like on the right-hand side, it'll say happy birthday messages. And I don't know, I think it's just good every day because you can like, you get like 10 people and you're like, okay, do I know who this freaking person is? Like go to their page. If they post like about a bunch of like weird stuff, then I just like delete them if I don't know who they are and like I don't like what they post, because it's your page. It's up to you. Is there a limit to deleting people on Facebook? I don't know. That's a good question, but I'm assuming if Instagram is like 49 unfollows, Facebook, I would maybe just do like 10 or 20 and then stop and then do 10 and 20 like the next day and stop. So yeah, I would just, whatever you do, don't do it like bam, 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 bam. Cause that's definitely what I did and then got in Facebook jail last week because, yeah, I sent connection messages and then I was like messaging you guys and then I was messaging their answers and like Facebook was like, what the hell are you doing? So that was super fun. I'm trying to think anything else you guys can think of. I do actually privately message them, you guys, by the way, for their Facebook. I don't just write on their Facebook wall. I send them an actual message just because you're using Facebook's features. And so they like you actually messaging them. Just trying to think of anything else. Also, like, take this for a grain, like for what it's worth, but if you are looking for somebody to do this stuff for you, so you can focus on inviting and focusing on messaging, like this is where you hire an assistant for like $10 an hour and they do it for like an hour or 2 or 3 for the week. And it's like $30 and it's always done. So just be thinking of that for like later on. Because I can push send on a birthday message and Susie can push send on a birthday message and nobody knows the difference. You know, I can like and comment on stuff, Susie can like and comment on stuff and nobody knows the difference. So just kind of think about that too. So yeah. Haley, my husband is my VA. So he likes and comments on my stuff. But yeah, I mean, and that's definitely just something to kind of think about later on. Like, you invite, you take the message, you post on social, you run your stories, anything else someone else can do for you. So just kind of keep that in mind. And Josh is running a VA system. Like, he's actually running his own VAs and I got a new one and she's freaking phenomenal. So I do have like a discount code and stuff if you guys want to like think about getting a VA. Yeah, I think he requires like 6 hours a week, which I mean, isn't really anything crazy, but yeah, we could talk about that too. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like, you don't have to like do it all kind of thing. Anything else you guys can think of? questions? I'm trying to think of anything else with expanding your network. I don't really do a lot with hashtags except for like if I'm looking for, I don't know, like something way specific, like my May photo challenge or whatever. But I think of anything else of just get very like niche specific and stuff on Instagram, Facebook, use groups. Also, if you guys get added into a bunch of groups on Facebook for like nails or makeup or lipstick, or look through those people. If you ask a question in that page, look through those people. If they're willing to pay money for makeup, they're probably willing to pay money for health and fitness. Don't go to like Facebook swaps because they're looking to like get you out of your money. But like go to groups where people pay for stuff, because if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to pay for that kind of stuff, they're probably willing for health and wellness and stuff too. So, all right.